My girlfriend made her best friend cover for her cheating, so I made her best friend my prom date instead. My girlfriend Maddie was a French exchange student who treated American high school like her personal Disney movie. Every conversation circled back to prom, the dress, the limo, the photos that would prove she'd conquered America. In France, we don't have this magic, she'd say with eyes sparkling like she was describing the cure for cancer. Her best friend Sophie, another exchange student from Germany, just nodded along, but lately she'd been cutting herself off mid-sentence, looking anywhere but at me. They shared the same host family, the Johnsons, which made their friendship seem unbreakable until it wasn't. I thought Maddie's obsession was cute, so I saved for months to afford the exact corsage she'd screenshotted. Meanwhile, she kept her phone face down during study dates, started taking calls in the bathroom. Sophie got weird too, fidgeting whenever Maddie laughed at texts, making excuses not to hang out, and sometimes looking at me like she wanted to say something but couldn't. Then one Tuesday, Sophie texted, "Need to talk. Starbucks. Come alone." She was already there when I arrived, hands wrapped around her coffee like a lifeline. She slid her phone across the table without a word. Screenshots filled the screen. Maddie and Jake Matthews, the lacrosse douche with more muscle than brain cells. Texts going back months. "Come over when my boyfriend's at work. Can't wait to see you again. He's sweet, but you make me feel alive." Then it got worse. She called me the warm-up act before the real show and told him, "He's the one I pose with for pictures. You're the one I want ripping this dress off after." My stomach dropped. Sophie was crying. "She made me lie for you. Every time she said we were studying together, she was with him. Why didn't you tell me? She has dirt on me. Back in Germany, my ex gave me herpes, and I've been telling everyone here I've never even kissed anyone. I wanted that innocent exchange student image, but Maddie found my Valtrex in our shared bathroom and took photos of the prescription. She knows I'd be destroyed if people found out." Sophie's voice cracked. "She said she'd tell everyone if I warned you, but last week she made me go lingerie shopping with her for prom night," she said. Then she FaceTimed Jake from the dressing room to show him. I couldn't do this anymore. That's when I saw it. Not heartbreak, but opportunity. "How much does she trust you?" Sophie wiped her face. "Completely. Good. Keep it that way." 2 weeks is all we had, and Sophie played her role perfectly. Helped Maddie pick jewelry, practiced updos, gushed about how romantic prom would be. I watched Maddie's Instagram countdown. 10 days until my American fairy tale. Meanwhile, Sophie and I met in secret. I ordered a new tie and vest to match the exact shade of silver Sophie would be wearing and returned the navy set I'd bought for Maddie. Maddie had everything planned. I needed to pick her up at exactly 6 p.m. for golden hour lighting. She'd hired a photographer and spent over $800 on her transformation. Dress, shoes, professional makeup, nails, spray tan. She made Sophie document every step, sending me photos throughout the day while they got ready together. I played along, responding with heart emojis while coordinating with Sophie. Maddie's texts started at noon. "Can't wait, baby." By 5:30, she was posting getting ready videos with Sophie visible in the background. They were getting ready in their shared room. Sophie had told Maddie weeks ago she was going with friends, so naturally she was doing her hair and makeup too. Maddie even helped zip up Sophie's silver dress, completely unaware. At 5:35, I put on my silver vest instead of the navy, got in the limo at 5:50. The driver knew to arrive at exactly 6 p.m. That's when I knocked, and Mrs. Johnson answered, calling upstairs that the limo was here. Both girls came down, Maddie practically floating in her gown with Sophie behind her. Maddie was reaching for my hand when she saw what I was wearing. Silver, not navy. Her smile wavered. She looked at my vest, then at Sophie's dress, then at me. "Ready to go?" I asked Sophie. Maddie's face drained as I walked past her to take Sophie's hand. We left her standing in the doorway while Mrs. Johnson asked confused questions. Her $800 transformation, her perfect American prom, gone in 10 seconds. "Sophie?" Maddie's voice cracked. Mrs. Johnson was smiling, confused. "Oh, are you taking Sophie too?" "Actually," I said, looking at Maddie, "Sophie's my date, but we can pose for a quick picture if you want. You know, before Jake rips that dress off later." Maddie went white while Sophie stepped past her and took my arm. We got in the limo and told the driver to take the scenic route. Sophie finally relaxed, her hand finding mine. We didn't look back. Mrs. Johnson kept asking what was happening, but Maddie couldn't answer without admitting she'd been cheating. She just stood there sobbing until mascara streaked down her dress. Sophie moved to a different host family the next week after telling the Johnsons the truth, and Maddie spent the last month alone in that big house. Sophie's empty bed across from hers. She couldn't explain why her best friend disappeared without revealing everything. She unfollowed everyone, deleted her prom countdown, and left for France 2 weeks early, saying she got sick. Years later, I found out Maddie tried calling Jake that night, desperate for any date, but he already had one and laughed at her. She was never more than his side hookup. Now Sophie and I text every May. Remember 6 p.m. exactly? And Maddie still posts old photos with captions about how America betrayed her. She never realized she got the most authentic American high school experience possible, finding out karma's a bitch in every language.